Howdy, Possum Patty here. And as you can see, I am still working on some die cuts that I made yesterday. Now, if you watch yesterday's video, you'll know what this mess is about. But I did some die cutting of little fairy houses on mixed media paper. And I thought this would be a most excellent time to try out these watercolors that I got from Temu, and they are by D.D. Dupre's. There are 12 colors in here. It says pearl and glitter colors. Now, doesn't that sound just perfect for some little fairy houses? Aren't they adorable? So what I'm doing today is I am going to review these little watercolors as I paint my little fairy houses. So come on along. I've got everything I want to paint laid out on a piece of paper. I've got my watercolors, and here's my swatches of the different colors. And I've only used these to make the swatches. Put it the right way. There we go. So you can see the colors there. Aren't they gorgeous? So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to leave this in front of me in case I want to look at the color. For reference, I'm going to spray these with some water and let those get juicy for a second. I am going to get my jar of water, which, ooh, it is dirty. Okay, I will go clean that. And I've got my watercolor brush. So while the colors are getting nice and juicy, I am going to go get some clean water. Maybe, I'm thinking for those ones that look like tree trunks, some of the gold and the brown, and then the green on the branch, and then I'll pick a color for the little lantern, and then some green on the grass. And that's my plan. And let's see, I'm making 4. 3 of these I'm going to give away, but you have to go to yesterday's video. I will link it below. If you think you might want a set of these. Now, I'm going to give away 3 sets of the ones I painted, plus I will throw in some extra dies that have been cut on, scrapbook paper. And I'll throw in some little fairies and some little snails and some little dragonflies along with it. But go watch yesterday's video. Like I said, I will link it below. So I'm going to start with this color. There's my clock as always. That's the Baltimore Oriole clock. I can swatch this out. I can find a piece of paper here. Here we go. Very sparkly. These are going to be very sparkly. I wonder if this is too sparkly. How can anything be too sparkly, right? So I'm just going to put on a light wash of this lighter color and then add some more color to it after this soaks in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do that to each one. And I'm going to try not to get it on the grass. But I'm going to go up the branch a little bit. And I'm not trying to make it solid. Some spots will be lighter, some will be darker. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for just a second. I mean, I didn't wait very long. Just a couple of seconds. I'm going to go back to the first one. And I want some dark brown in the center there. But I don't want it solid, so I'm just going to kind of go around following the shape You can see these rings in here, just following that shape a little bit. I'm using this darker color that looks like brown. And there's actually lines that are like embossed into the tree trunk. So you see how the dark paint is kind of soaking into those lines, and that's nice. I was thinking I should have done around the windows a different color, but I might be able to add some color on top if I let the brown dry a little bit. Add a little darker to the bottom, and we will see how that looks when it dries. So I'm looking at these, and I might want to put some of that gold back on top when I get that far. I'm going to let that brown soak in for a few minutes. And where's my napkin? Here's my napkin. I think I'll work on the green in the meantime. I got these colors that are very juicy. Might want to work it in there a little bit. And I'm just going to paint the leaves a nice sparkly green. I'm going to do this video for hashtag Temu Tuesday. That's funny, isn't it? Temu Tuesday. Which is hosted by, Rhonda, the Junk Journal Diva. And I will link her channel below. So many people have tried Temu. You can find some pretty good deals. I think it's really great when you find a good deal plus free shipping. Those are my fave days. Good deal plus free shipping. I don't even know how they can do that. Shipping costs are so high. So just using some sparkly green. Not trying to be realistic here, but you know, using green on the leaves. All right, so there's just other green here. Like that one might be glitter and this one might be pearl. Let's see how the pearl looks. I'll work it in there a little bit. On the grass, just so the grass is a different green than the leaves, a little bit lighter. And I'm going to paint the grass on the other one, and then I shall be right back. Okay, this is my last piece of grass here. Did I get them all? Looks like I did. I don't know if I might want to give that 2 coats. Make sure that's got a lot of shine on there. This is, after all, the enchanted forest. I should make an enchanted forest journal. Okay. Now I'm not quite ready to go back to the wood yet, so maybe I'll do the lanterns. Let's see. Blue or purple? Blue. Let's try this blue. Little blue lanterns. Now these are little fairy lanterns. I am not one for mass production. For me to make more than one of anything is wow. I know I did this the other day. I made a couple of things that are all the same. Oh, I do like that sparkly blue on there. All right, maybe, let's see, this purple is very dark. So I'm thinking maybe if I'm very, very careful, I'll kind of work some of that in there. I can paint these cross pieces here in the window. And you need a piece of yellow. Let's see how that's going to look. I like that. I like it. I like it. And what I'm going to do is I can put a little more color on the trunk also after I paint all the windows. So we do these two. That almost looks like a dragonfly in the middle of this window. I wonder if that's what it's supposed to be. Well, I think this purple was a good choice. And somebody's knocking at the door. Let me go see who it is. Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Who wants to come in? You do? Do you want to come in? Titi, say hello. Okay, you're here. So if I back this with some yellow, then it'll look like little lights in the windows. I'm going to make the trunk a little darker. The paper does soak in some of the color, and if it's watercolor, sometimes watercolors tend to dry a little lighter anyway. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do the windows, and then I'm going to come back and maybe try some more color on the trunk. You can see the difference here of adding a second coat onto the stump. How much richer this is with the second coat. Now maybe a lot of the first coat kind of sunk into the paper, but you can see the shine and the darker areas much better. And you might like this, you might like it a little paler, so just give it one coat. If you want it a little richer, just give it 2 coats. And this is what I did. I started with the dark color, and I put a little more on the top. And on the branch. And down the side. And across the bottom. Like that. Up the other side. From the top down a little bit. And under the windows, like that. Then I went back to the original lighter color and just put a little bit of that on. And then I took some of this gold and I added that in there too. Now it's very rich. So I'm going to move these aside and work on the next one. Okay, let's do these are actually fly agaric mushrooms. And most people like to paint these red, but do you know this same mushroom does come in yellow? Oh, I didn't punch out one of the little windows on the door. There we go. And this one is adorable. It's got the little dormer window at the top. Got details with the gills of the mushroom. It's got little windows. The door opens. A little vine going up the side and a little tiny lantern right there. So this might be a little bit more detailed than the other one. Now I don't have a real red. We can go with that, whatever that is. Sort of a, I don't know, rose gold. I have no idea what this is. Didn't come with names. So, and this is embossed slightly. So I might come back and put a darker color or a lighter color Well, you know what? I think it has white spots, doesn't it? Maybe I should have painted around that. But that's okay. Yeah, I probably should have left those white. Probably should have left those white. Though I guess I can come back with a white pen. Sort of fill that in a little bit. That might even be easier than trying to paint around those. Now this might also take a couple of coats to do this part. So I'm just going to try to get a good coverage on all of these. Okay, each top has 2 coats, and I did paint the little doors to match. Now I'm going to paint the vines green and probably the lantern blue again. And maybe I'll kind of stick to the same color scheme here. Do I want to put purple there? But I should paint the bottom of the mushroom a contrasting color. Maybe the gold. This is like a reddish copper color. So let's see how the gold works. Now the paint is soaking in quite a bit. But there's no paint underneath. So if you're like put a watercolor and then use this as an accent, you might only need 1 coat, but I'd have to try that out. Because this is the only color going on there. It is definitely taking 2 coats to get a really good coverage. Make sure you get that paint nice and juicy. Don't worry about getting a little bit of the wrong color in the wrong place. You know, we're not a painting computer program. We're not artificial intelligence. Oh, these are little mushrooms here. How cute. Look at that. Down here's 2 little mushrooms. This is all made by hand with love. And there will be imperfections. And that's what makes it special. I think I'm going to make that little, am I in the right color here? I lost my color. Oh, I turned it upside down. Okay, so my color is, no, that's not the right one. This one. I'm going to make that little tiny mushroom on the side there. Same color as the top. See that little tiny mushroom right there? I love little details like that. I'm going to do that right now before I forget. And I'll probably give this 2 coats and the green 2 coats and the lantern. And then I'm going to see about what I'm going to do with the dots at the top. Well, as you can see, I went with 2 gold and 2 white. And then I actually tried that paint on those little circles. And with 2 coats, I did get a good coverage of the lighter color over the darker color. So that is good to know. I painted little lanterns and I used a very thin micron 005 pen just to draw in the lamp post there. I did put purple in the windows and green on the vines, and aren't those the cutest little things? And add my stumps onto there. And so far, I'm loving this paint, but with 2 coats. And mixing the colors seems to be working out quite nicely too. I do like that blend of different colors on the stumps. So I have one more set to go. And I might want to clean my water first. Okay, now for the fanciest ones. Okay, I'm going to try the wood tones again, because this one's not a mushroom, but it's got a flower on the top, and it's got vines and a door and a couple windows. So I'm going to start with that same trunk cover, but what color should I make the flowers? Should I make them blue? Teal? Now I don't have to make these wood colors. I can make it any color I want to, because you know the fairies can paint their houses. And since I have a natural wood, not that this is natural wood, it's very sparkly, but sort of a woodish kind of color. And then I've got the mushrooms. I might want to try this color. I haven't used that color yet. I've used that one, 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 and that one. So I have copper and teal left. So I could I don't know if this is aqua, if this is teal. It's sort of greenish. But I'm thinking of putting 2 coats of this on the flower. Get it nice and juicy. I haven't used this one, so it's got to get worked in a little bit there. Get some of that sparkle going. Yes, I like that, but this is going to be a different green here, and there's actually little mushrooms there. And the door, what if we make the door the color of the flower? I might make the window that color too. This one's got kind of a door frame on it. I think I'm going to paint that this color too. Okay, then I'll come back and do a second coat on that. I just want to get a first coat of this copper on so you can see what it looks like with 1 coat. Oh, is that the one I wanted? No, that's the yellow. Oh, that color right there. That's the one I want to use. That one, which is this one. Did I use this color yet? I'm telling you right now, with 1 coat, I'm already loving that color right there. That's this one. What did I do? Save the best colors for last. For some reason, this reminds me of a teapot. Yes, 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 yes. I think I'm loving it. Okay, I'm going to put some more color on this. I'm going to paint the flower that color, put some greens on the vines. I'm not sure what color I'm going to do those mushrooms yet. Well, there you have it. My final little fairy house with the copper and the teal. I used the green for the leaves. And this very last color that I hadn't used is sort of like a pinkish mauve. You see it on the flower bud there. It is kind of pretty. I might use that maybe to paint some fairies with after. But today we're just focusing on the little houses. And it took me a while because I gave everything 2 coats. And I think 2 coats is the perfect way to go with these paints. So I love them. They are sparkly. Yes, they are. And they dry pretty quick and cover very nicely with 2 coats. So there you have it. I will link these below. And my Temu link I will put below, just in case you would like to try them out too. So, success, I love them. And remember, if you're interested in winning a set of these little fairy houses, I will link that video below. Thanks for coming along today. Bye-bye.